So are LinkedIn and its rivals a good place to put your money? I want to ask a man who's no stranger to creating and investing in online buzz. Max Niederhofer co-founded Germany's largest blogging community, myblog.e, and he was a seed investor in music startup Last.fm. He's also the man behind social media search engine Quirly.com. And he joins me in the studio now. Good to see you again, Max. Thanks for coming in. So just hearing about the valuation there, is it reasonable? Some analysts are saying, look, LinkedIn's going to have to grow at quite a fast pace to justify this kind of price.
Yes, I mean, I think it prices in a ton of long-term growth. If they stumble in terms of product management, product execution, they'll have a problem. That said, I think the market's starved for these kinds of halo deals. So people are really looking forward to a company like this. They've been reading about Facebook, about Twitter, about Zynga, about Groupon in the press. And this is the first company of that ilk that's coming to the market.
And we know that they're going to use the proceeds, the funds from the share sale for exactly that, for expansion. What are the prospects for LinkedIn?
Well, I think generally the prospects are good. They've built a phenomenal business. I mean, let's look at the fundamentals. This business is going to do 400 million in revenue this year. And it's going to generate that from an asset that is essentially the modern Rolodex. Everyone keeps their contacts in there. So in terms of the network effect of keeping people in one place, their position is pretty unassailable. That said, I think they do have a couple of challenges going forward.
Such as?
Well, their technology stack is more problematic than other large tech companies. There are rumors that they have a cultural problem. There are a ton of things that are, not as good as you'd like them to be at this point. But I think over the last 10 years, they've built a great company. So I think we shouldn't, lose sight of that.
Yeah, so there is reason to be concerned. And the interesting thing, there are three aspects to this business, right? You've got the subscription business, the data business, and then there's the media business. So which part of the business has the most potential?
So I think it's the subscription side for recruiters that has the most legs, and it has had it since about 2009. So that's the business that has grown by far the quickest. I think the advertising business is something that you almost want to ignore at this point because it's a professional tool. So at some point, I think the advertising revenues are going to drop off. I think they have an unexplored opportunity in B2B leads. So essentially salespeople using LinkedIn to find people to sell things to. So I think they actually have...
But people don't use LinkedIn for that, right? It's very... I don't want to say... They do? Okay. It's seen very much as being one-dimensional, isn't it? So you essentially put your resume, your CV on there to advertise yourself.
Right, but salespeople see it as this phenomenal database of potential contacts, right? They go, can I find the head of buying at company XYZ that is potentially relevant for me? They just connect them or pay a subscription to be able to send them a message. And so for salespeople, it's actually been a very good tool.
So that's something that they could explore further and potentially make more money from going forward.
Absolutely think that's true.
And earlier this month, we had Renren, billed as the Facebook of China.
Right.
Sure, it saw its share price soar upwards first day of on the New York Stock Exchange, but the stock is now trading well below its IPO price.
Right.
Could we see the same sort of thing with LinkedIn?
So I think the bankers have done their job right here, hopefully. I think they've raised the offer price, which means there was a lot of demand for this. So let's hope that there will be a slight pop, but not too much, and that this company trades upwards, but not by a huge amount. I think one of the worries if you're investing is that there is a ton of overhang, just because you have several large venture capital groups invested here. You have the founders selling shares. You asked me about the use of proceeds. There's no real reason why they need an IPO at this point. These guys are interested in selling, and that does tell you something about the long-term prospects.
Great. Thanks so much, Max Niederhofer, for coming in.